Alert! This video contains spoilers. Finally, sub! We did it! You know what I'm excited about, right? What? Chapter 12 of Piggy being released? No, of course not. Nobody cares about that. I'm talking about hitting 400,000 subscribers. Thanks, everyone. We're almost at 500,000. Jokes aside, sub, of course we need to talk about Chapter 12. I mean, what an update. From mystery answers and theory confirmations to heartwarming stories. This chapter has it all, sub. The only thing that's missing is a shock warning, because you most certainly will be shocked. Let's get right into it. Number 1. Mr. P's wife. Where better to begin than deconstructing the brand new chapter than with the opening cutscene? Mr. P begins the cutscene leading on from the end of Chapter 11 as he describes us his memories. But then, Mr. P said something that was sure to get a lot of Piggy theorists excited. He told us all about how he was being stubborn when he was trying to help his wife. This pretty much confirms the theory of Mr. P creating the Piggy infection, while trying to help his wife with some sort of cure. But that's not where it ends for Mr. P's wife, because she's used as the final item on the chapter. Once you've unlocked all the doors and cracked all the safes, you get a picture of Mr. P's wife that you have to use to snap Mr. P out of his deluded state. Number 2. Billy and Badger. We can't go much further into the video without talking about the brand new skins, right, sub? Well, they've got 2 brand new skins in the form of Billy and Badger. Billy was a community-created skin by Roblox user Tenuous Flea. We've even featured his work in some of our other custom character videos. Billy has a high-visibility vest on, a construction hat, and a jackhammer, just like his Peppa Pig counterpart, Mr. Bull. But even better than Billy, we have Badgie the Badger. Not only is Badgie the Piggy bot skin for the brand new plant map, but he also gives us some clues just on how he looks. Just like Mr. P, he becomes an infected cyborg. He wears a tie on his torso, but the rest of his body appears to become infected from the plant, since he has a potion for an arm, which is also one of the key items you need to make your escape. Number 3. Mr. P Boss Battle. Just like many theorists in the community predicted, Chapter 12 featured a boss battle. Well, kind of. It's still Piggy, of course. And it wouldn't be Piggy if you didn't have to run around collecting items before you make an escape. For the first time, a Piggy enemy has long-range attacks in the form of Mr. P with his gun-like arm that can shoot explosive orbs at you around the map. Better watch your back, sub, since it's game over if you let it touch you. But not just that. Now you also have to dodge the regular Piggy too. Luckily, the regular Piggy is unable to attack you from a long range, but it sure is hard work dodging Mr. P and Piggy at the same time. Hey, are you enjoying the video? Then you should subscribe to see more videos just like this one. The Piggy story might be over, but that doesn't mean we're gonna stop making Piggy videos. Number 4. Piggy Infection Plant. Like many Piggy theorists had thought, the plant map was in fact where they were creating the Piggy infection. But unlike most theories, Mr. P was not trying to make a Piggy infection, but instead was trying to make a cure for his wife's illness. There's even a note left on the ground telling us everything we need to know. In the red area of the map where you trade the potions for dynamite, there's a note hidden under the desk that talks about moving research out of one facility and into this one. The note, presumably written by Mr. P himself, discusses him coming into contact with Substance 128, which must be the Piggy infection. And that must be how he became half infected. He must have dropped some on himself when moving from a different facility. The only question now is, where did he move from, and why? Well, of course, I have the answer, in the form of secret notes. Number 5. Secret Notes. A note can be found under the table that reveals the starting location of the research, the hospital map. Mr. P has left a note talking about how they can continue the research in the plant, due to the plant being the source of some of the ingredients they use. That could possibly mean Mr. P was trying to use you as a test subject without you knowing. But it doesn't stop there. Another note left on the table talks about the disappearance of the initial research group. including Mr. P, Bunny, and Sheepy. At which point Mr. P finds himself truly alone. So in his desperation, he must have found you and tried to take you to the hospital to infect you. Maybe that's why you were knocked out for all that time. Number 6. Distorted Memory. While it would appear the way to win Chapter 12 from the start is to blow the plant up using dynamite, it would appear the map goes even further than that. After blowing up the plant, it becomes a distorted memory version of the plant, featuring several different rooms from different maps, including Metro, Carnival, School, and Forest. In order to get the photo of Mrs. P, you'll need to travel between them, collecting the different items until you can finally get the toy hammer from the vending machine and use it in exchange for the photo. Nobody is completely sure what this section of the map could even mean, but many theorists believe that it could be the nightmare Mr. P is living through every single day, knowing that he was the one that created the Piggy infection. Hey, do you have any theories about what went on in Chapter 12? Do you think there's going to be a Piggy sequel? Let us know in the comments. Number 7. George Piggy's Assistants. Just like many other Piggy maps, Chapter 12 features an NPC mechanic, in which you can give a certain item to an NPC in exchange for 20 seconds away from Piggy. In this map, it's none other than George Piggy. And now feeling much more confident, he's ready to put his bat to good use. Well, after you bribe him with an apple anyway. Unfortunately, he doesn't knock out Mr. P. But Mr. P is way easier to dodge than Piggy, so George Piggy is still certainly a big help when trying to make an escape. Number 8. Infected Memories. On the distorted memory section of the map, the other maps are not only memories that you're having, you also remember your old friends, Doggy and Bunny at the same time, or Mr. P is depending on which theory you choose to believe. Infected versions of Doggy and Bunny will spawn in from black orbs floating in the air. They'll wander a short distance and then disappear again, while not only being creepy ghost forms of themselves, they're also dangerous to touch. By touching them, you'll be stunned for a long period of time, meaning you could easily be caught by Mr. P or Patchy while you're stunned. It's like a trap, only far worse. On the story side of things, players are not entirely certain what this could mean, but one very scary thought is that it's because they're ghosts. Bunny and Doggy could be gone forever, unless a cure can be found, of course, in which case they can be saved. Number 9. Bad Ending. Your entire Piggy journey has led to this moment, sub. You've been chased around the house, escaped the station, made new friends along the way, and lost them about 5 minutes later. But anyway, the point is your entire journey has brought you to this point. The story ends with you attempting to bring Mr. P with you as he kneels on the ground, feeling sorry for himself, until you're attacked from behind by Badgie himself. And that's the end of the story. The entire journey led you to that point, just so you can die at the last hurdle. Not to worry though, sub. There's multiple endings to the new Chapter 12, including a mysterious true ending that most players haven't even found out yet. Number 10. Good Ending. The good ending can be attained by following George Piggy outside of the plant, rather than walking over to Mr. P to try and help him. This does mean that you have to leave Mr. P on his own to fight off the infected piggies. But it also means you get to survive, so I think I know which one I would be choosing, sub. After leaving the plant, you meet up with Zizzy and Pony, who have just finished off battling all the Piggy soldiers. And best of all, there's finally daylight for the first time in the entire Piggy game. You and the other characters talk about what you should do next, and it's decided that you should go in search of a cure of the Piggy infection, potentially meaning a sequel could be released where your mission is to find a cure. But there's no way of knowing just yet. And so, the emotional music begins to play as the credits roll. It's just so heartwarming, sub. It's such a moment seeing all the characters and how far they've come. No, sub, I'm not crying. You're crying. Wow! Talk about an ending. Or should I say 2 endings? I suppose that brings Piggy to a close, and all of our unanswered questions now have answers. I mean, it's even daytime now. If that's not a successful ending, then I don't know what is. But just because the story is over, doesn't mean Piggy is. I'm sure Minitoon still have a ton of awesome updates at the ready. And even if he doesn't, we have a ton of great ideas for updates to show off on the channel anyway. Thanks for liking and subscribing, everybody. We'll see you next time.